second. The
Game
third
kedua,
jungler
guys,
removed from
kita
the
pindah
pool.
ke yang
We
West dulu
did
ya.
discuss about the
Semuanya
Loi and
follow
Chip
ya.
being a must. I feel like maybe SRG OG will let one of them through just to see what Homeboys respond. But I still do feel like the Loi has to go.
I feel that, oh, the Loi has to go. I feel like Coach Arcadia is going to let both through. It's either you ban both or you let both through. Because you got to get that trade no matter what, right? Because as much as you want to have like the strong Kimmies in your side of the draft to kind of help win you that lane, later in the game if you get caught out one time, that's all these teams really need to kind of flip the tables.
The problem with they're setting up for a Kimmy.
They want Kimmy.
Yeah.
They're setting up for like, give us Kimmy or Chip. We'll take either or heck, maybe even the Kalia, right? But the problem is every single hero that Homeboys picks, it almost feels like Arcadia just said, gotcha.
Yeah, it's again like the Loi banned out. You can take Chip. We have Badang.
Yeah.
You get the Kalea. We have Gatot. You can take Kimmy. Well, sure, you have Kimmy. We could still
Maybe
take
the Hayabusa
Farsa.
is still good enough.
Hayabusa is banned out though.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
see that,
So
sorry.
it's like if you take Kimmy, we have Farsa. I mean, it's not too bad of an option.
Maybe they even have a pick that they just haven't showed us yet.
Also true. I feel like if it does go to it, okay, Frederick, they don't mind the Chip to go through. If Chip gets let through, if somebody picks up Chip, I'm guessing that they might even lean into a Novario to try and open up the map during certain timings just to try and get that extra information.
SRG
Remember-
has the advantage here because there's too many things that's open.
Way too many.
And even if they pick Kimmy, remember last time there's a Xavier as an option, right? Like they did have played a Xavier twice. Even though they don't have the dive that the Link provides, but Lucas is also there, like Matilda is open. I feel like SRG can pivot into a lot of options. Kalea pickup, it could lean into a Gatot if they don't care about the Baxia going over the Homeboys as a flex.
Yeah, but that does mean that there is an opportunity for SRG to actually pick up the Chip for themselves. Then that kind of forces your hand if you want to pick up, because you can't pick Gatot and as well as Chip at the same time. That completely reveals your lanes.
And the thing is, if SRG picks up a Chip here, it's going to be very interesting because at that point, your gold laner in your jungle is going to be very paranoid. And now they pick up the Harith as well as the Phobias. Now, SRG, very rare. They're showing their hand here.
Yeah.
Homeboys actually has a chance to counter this picks.
But these two picks are very safe hands, right? Like no matter when you show it, if you just show it, you just open up with it, it doesn't really affect you too much because they are individually strong.
Wow.
The Farsa Granger come out playing full artillery to play into the Kalea.
I know how my boys think. They're like, give me a hero that deals damage. I want revenge. But I saw some stats, and it does look like I think Farsa actually has a very low win rate for Izanami compared to his other picks.
Yes.
Kimmy is still open. Valentina,
Chip. I'm really nervous about these the power picks of Chip and even like Kimmy here. Either way, there is going to be some form of counterplay for either side, and I think the options are vast and wide.
I don't think they have to pick Chip here, yeah. I was thinking like something like a Badang. I don't think they have to pick Chip here. I don't think they care too much about the Chip at all. In fact, it is going to go through the whole draft ignored. There's no space for Chip anymore unless you say that, hey, Val plays a Kalea XP, which I don't really feel like is going to be a good idea anyways. Homeboys needs to look for a pick for Val, like we said, that can survive in the lane longer.
The thing is, SRG, the way that the draft looks right now is like good luck going into team fight. The disruption coming in from both the Badang as well as the Phobias is going to give them a lot of trouble. So I kind of feel like for Homeboys, they might consider something like maybe even an X-Borg or a CC, something to deal with this front lines, or at least able to play around it. Maybe even the Boxer, yeah, and the Boxer got banned out.
It feels like Coach Arcadia are trying to set up for that. Kimmy Urban can easily ban it if he wants to. That way the laning phase isn't going to be as hard.
Not only that, he's eating into Amal's hero pool too.
Oh, that's true.
That's 6 junglers banned out.
Yeah.
What else? What other options can he potentially play here?
I mean, you have Suyo, Alpha, but that's pretty
Maybe
much
even bring out the Lancelot again.
the Hanzo, we haven't seen it at all, but it's tough to play the Hanzo into this draft. There's so much ground control.
Another jungle
Lucas
ban.
now, that's another jungle ban. That's 7 bans now. Both junglers are threatened, but SRG is prio.
Yeah, they're running out of options here. I think SRG, they really have all the options.
Okay.
Are there any other picks that we should be thinking about? Overall, I mean, Nolan could be one of those side pocket picks that could be ready for Sakai's. He's done it before in the past. I don't know if Amal wants to go into Benedetta if that's the case, especially since Phoveus is already on the other side, and not to mention even Badang, right? A single mistake, you're gone.
One interesting one that we saw yesterday. What if Sakai's has been practicing the Yisun Shin? I don't even know.
I wouldn't put it past them actually.
I don't even know if it's good here, but SRG is kind of team is like, give them anything and they'll make it work. I mean, I'm just throwing out options just because there's so many junglers banned out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, Hanzo, Lancelot, like those are safe picks. Maybe even go for an X-Borg or whatever. But what if? You know, what if?
I don't think it's actually that bad because I think at least for Yisun Shin, it is a decent way in case you're still worried about the chip and Kalia ends up getting flexed over to the EXP lane.
Yep.
Your main targets are going to be, hey, Granger as well as Farsa. Whichever of them don't have your flicker, I can almost guarantee a battle spell.
Not only that means that SRG OG can also lean into something like a
MOBANYA tadi
they
agak
don't
ngelag.
have to fully rely on Stormy to do damage anymore. Now that Kimi is banned out, there is even more incentive to go towards that route and have the damage profile split between the jungle and the gold lane.
Ini
This is a tough one.
lihat kiri bandnya
Really tough.
Hayo.
SRG OG, they've got a lot of the cards kind of set on the table, a really strong foundation to work with.
What's stopping a Xavier here?
Nothing much for now.
Yeah.
But if you want Xavier, I personally feel like it's better as a 5, if that's the case.
So just show your jungler here because yeah, in terms of jungler options, if we're talking about damage, Suyo, the Hanzo, the Lancelot, the Yisun Shin that we brought up.
They could go Selena, right? Like Yisun Shin Selena,
yeah.
that's one way to do it also. There's visions all around.
Yeah, it'd be very safe overall. But then it forces the 2v2 in the mid lane.
Kir
Because
kanan
Kalia's
harusnya
absolutely
junglernya.
going to be helping Farsa to get that initial push.
Ini Nana,
Nana!
cok.
Okay.
Akhirnya.
Right.
They got pocket picks. We saw the Odette. Now we see the Nana. And here's
Debut pick Nana kah?
interacts with the Farsa. Farsa fed the S strikes. Throw your Melina, throw your ult, throw your first kill, and then yo Farsa, what are you gonna do?
A lot of disruption.
Dia mau sampai menang,
Like, Kalia
ranked
wants to
tiru
jump
deh
in,
Nana ya.
transform.
Yeah.
And cats do chase afterbirds.
That's a fair point as well. But I think Nana's ult is even more valuable because whoever Kalia picks up, you can almost guarantee that the follow-up gets messed up at the same time because of how long and the consecutive hits.
That's why it's like every single pick that Homeboys have is like Arcadia saying, gotcha.
And they don't want to pick up the Nana if she has a passive.
Yeah. Okay,
Go
so
Alpha.
show Alpha as well. Wow, how are you going to get out of the
Siapa
fights?
ya?
Maybe they don't.
I think you full set there.
Junglernya namanya kudu tank sih.
I don't know
Parah.
about this one.
Hey, against a team like SRG, maybe you have to go full loco. Maybe you have to go all in.
Wah, si Barat
they went
kurang
for
aja.
Any hesitation will cost you the game.
I don't know if you want to go full
Assassin now,
local
Nolan.
against a team that is local.
I mean, SRG brought in the Nana, man.
Nolan,
At this point, you have
Hanzo,
actually you have all the incentive. Wait, no, Kalia, Cho.
Joy.
Do you take
Oh,
the
Joy di
Shun
ban.
at this point? I don't think there's a lack
Julian
of
kan,
damage.
Julian.
Dude, if they picked up a Nana, they could pick up
Magic
whatever.
Carpet,
They
Hanzo.
could-
Like,
Oh,
Lancelot,
Lancelot.
right, yeah.
All right, all right.
I was thinking of a Lancelot too.
I respect it. I respect it. High frames out of there, a good amount of damage, high mobility as well, which is what you really want when you're dealing with Farsa, Alpha, Chone, as well as Kalia. Those iframes, so valuable.
Let me just say, solo queuers are looking at this
Kalau
game.
dilihat dari
and they're
5 lawan
having a
5-nya
blast.
sih harusnya
Stormy
kanan
could
ya, ada
use it.
Nana Hegronnya sih.
What about me?
They're creaming their
Karena
pants right
Farsa
now.
bisa
Oh my
cancel.
God.
A lot of long
Cuman
walls.
tergantung juga ya.
A lot of long lows were excited
Kiri kan
by
mainnya
that
pick
one.
off ya.
Oh boy, let's break it down. One last
Ayo
time
main
before we
Kalea,
get into
main
the game. We got Homeboys this time. Pick off composition versus
Itu pick off.
SRG. Scaling comp?
I don't know, SRE plays whatever they want. It's a winning comp.
Homeboys goes in, try to get whatever you can.
Serius Nana anjir, nggak salah
This is
pick
a
kan.
pick-off comp where there's a lot of ways for you to actually
Ridra kah, Ridra?
damage in. True damage, burst damage coming in from the Farsa. A lot of ways they can do the catch-off comp.
Oh man, too many things some may say that they could do. But as we go into game number 2,
Grand final, game number 2, game number 2 guys.
to show that they are a competitor against SRG OG.
Here we go. As we continue to rock and roll in this grand finals game.
Lihat tuh guys cara main you, tuh lihat.
SRG OG
Scoring.
on red side. It's a good time to also remind everyone that
Oh,
SRG
emang
OG
gitu
are
cara
not
mainnya.
only looking
Oh,
for 3
dapat
feet
mah sama Yung.
to restart that goal
Q2 dulu dia ngambilnya.
that they came so close to completing last season, right? It starts by winning the 3rd MPL title in a row and then trying to push it into MSC. Mid priority for sure, given over the SRG season
Tonjok,
9
Lena,
could
tonjok.
not catch a break.
So I'm going to break it down what happened earlier. We saw SRG, OG, both Humes as well as Stormy trying to delay Amal on his buff. But then early rotation coming in from MLQD forces Stormy to use the flicker. And now Humes is getting dived on and he's taking a lot of damage from Ivan.
Able to back off, and Ivan continues to put the punishment onto Stormy. Force that recall and free Izanami from that burden as well. Now they get to hold the wave. Even in the top, the Innocent is doing pretty well on own. Amal will sneak into the SRG jungle to take that camp.
Oh, cowoknya
Emblem check.
XP.
Bell has opted to go with the tank
Terus
variation
dong
of
itu
the choke.
stacknya.
He's not looking for pure damage.
But more thrills here. Look at that.
He does. I mean, he needs to be able to trade against Cram at least, right?
Trying to bait Cram in.
Wait.
Cram's not gonna bite.
Oh, it's, I called the Joe by
Oh, kembali akan dia dapat terus ya.
Dynamic execution, Izanami. It's
Eish.
lethal ignition for the kill. Stormy
Miss kill ultimate ada.
Stormy able to pick that up. I'm surprised that the lethal ignition had got the initial proc though. I thought Stormy was one off away for the proc, but here we go. As the teams continue to contest for the mid, Turtle will eventually spawn. And Sky's getting so much free damage.
There's no way to punish. Ivan, he finds Cram, but that's not the target.
Wah, anjir, Cramnya lihat. Gila, Cok.
Stormy and Cram once more gets two more kick on the user. He gets out as
Lihat, guys.
Homeboi's mid lane. It's completely
Itu dia fungsinya Nana, guys.
At this point, it's kind of unfair. We're going in 2 minutes in.
Enggak, kan tadi Popeyos ya, tadi Popeyos.
Like Gideon predicted, whenever you want to go for a catch,
Wah,
Stormy
anjir,
just
udah
wanted to
susah
blitz and then
ini.
stop the entire
Alpha harusnya
game.
bisa objektif lebih kuat guys dibanding Lancelot ya.
Every single time, SRG OG is just one
Kalau
step
tidak
ahead.
kalau ya gini.
every single game, Homeboys gets blindsided by either a pick or maybe the early game.
Homeboysnya kayak belum nemu apa ya?
I mean, to be fair, I gotta give
Belum
it to
nemu
Cram.
predenya nih kayak ranking kemarin tuh.
Kick on the Crab. Speaking of the devil, they're gonna go on to him.
Kramnya
And
ribet,
Izanami
anjir.
Crab still alive. Couldn't get the dark wave off. Finally, they get a punish.
I was about to compliment Cram from landing the Flicker Dark Wave in the previous engagement, but now after getting
Iya tuh.
attacked,
Dari cepat banget, Cok.
Curse, you can see that Homeboys do not want him to be able to do that again. Take away his resources, he can basically fight for forever.
Wah,
They find Amen. Holy cow.
Nananya unstoppable ya, 502 ini.
That is so guys, he's not done yet. The passive stacked up with all the punctures. I mean, Bell is watching this happen, but really nothing much he can do. He has to flick a kick, sure. Innocent getting gone on 2v1 scenario. Innocent got down in the top lane, but turnover
Austin masih
SRG.
bisa
Either way,
kocak-kocak
Homeboys got to take
dulu
any kind of trade that they can. Because as of right now, it does look like if
Wajar ya guys, ini SRG bisa mendominasi gini, lihat mainnya anjing.
Humes is
Cepet
making sure
banget
that the
rotasinya.
river is always bright. There's no empty vision for SRG OG. Humes making SRG have very
Kayaknya nanti
easy time making decisions.
MSC-nya seru nih guys ya.
Where he is, the
MSC-nya makin seru.
Like, what are you gonna do now? Because again, with the rotations that we see from SR,
fan execution.
Ivan?
The guy gets away, so Yuz will eat the brunt of it. Unleashes his full
Yuz.
combo. Here comes
Beledal.
the damage as he tries to trade. Both
Beledal.
moments go down.
Lihat
But the
Lancelot
guys,
cing.
he couldn't find Izanami, so he goes for the purple buff instead. Homeboys just could not catch him.
Either ways, that's a good call, and this is what we saw from
Bisa
draft
jauh
coming in
gitu
from
ya.
Homeboys. No hesitation. Whoever that you see, just go for it because we have a lot of damage profiles here. True damage, big burst coming in from magic, coming in from physical. We have the ways to catch.
Yeah.
Even if you catch a tank, doesn't matter, bro. Cram, Humes, we gotta take some kind of lead here.
Man, Stormy is 6-0.
Yep.
He is so far ahead.
But look at Mel
very
Cutie.
rich.
He's 1,000 ahead of Innocent. I mean, he doesn't lose enough, but hey, at least it's something.
It is something, but at the same time, I think that right now Homeboys are also thinking about the way they engage, right? Not only do they have to cut their losses, but the layers upon layers that they need to engage upon SRG are, again, good damage profiles, but they can't throw it at them all at once. We've seen what happens, right? That's why you're seeing Izanami slowing down on utilizing that feather airstrike. Same goes for Amal when he's using the Spear of Alpha.
Finally clearing out the mid lane. Turtle up in another 20 seconds, the bottom side of the map. So there is a convoy for Homeboys in the upper part of SRG OG's jungle. Seeing if they can find anyone. They definitely spot on this conceal from Humes and Innocent. And Humes gonna pick a forward trying to aim out. Good Spear of Alpha to get away. SRG OG finds nothing.
Yep, Amal doesn't panic. Oh,
Ooh, missing out the dark wave, but they will still follow up. Another catch with the Banner.
Wah, anjing diganyang terus semua.
They overextend.
Wah.
But maybe it's worth it. Innocent
Overextend kah?
none of them. It's underneath the
Lihat Nana anjir gak ketemu bisa.
and he's still getting the job done. How is SRG OG getting away with that?
and
Bingung,
all the
Cok.
while, Vel is going mid.
Mainnya ganyan-ganyan gini anjir.
This is Homeboy's mentality.
Guys, anjir info
We
HP
lose,
dong.
but don't lose everything. We gotta win
Yang
somewhere. But
murah-meriah
SRG
bisa
OG
buat
don't
live
win a
stream
team right
mabar
now.
gitu.
Yeah, it's kind of tough, but however, it did come at a cost, and I think that's why Homeboys are like, all right, sure, you have a man advantage. We still took 2 out, which is not too bad, but at the same time, taking 1 turret back, that means we're only losing about like 200 to 300 gold in that trade.
And Yums is just soloing 3 people at once. They finally kick him and back him back with Phil. Yums just
Ini
sacrifices
Yumsnya
his
keras
life, but here
banget,
comes
bro.
the guys and grab the clear
Kelihatan
on the
rebel
Fuses.
itu pasti.
But the airstrike gets used. Aimao couldn't survive
Ya
long enough.
ampun guys,
And it's a 1-for-1 trade.
Man, Cram is so good at creating that space just enough so that Sakai's can slip his way through, whether in or out of the fight, every single time.
I would say the positive thing here is that for SRG OG, they look almost unstoppable at this point. Like every single time you think you got a good catch, Sakai's, Innocent, Stormy, they're targeting, man. I don't know how they do it. They just make sure that they delete whoever is the one that's dealing the damage to make sure that they neutralize the team fight. But for Homeboys, because of that, if they're able to take down Skies, Stormy, that's a big shutdown goal there.
Yeah, and a lot of times when both teams are almost at the same level, it comes down to the mechanics. And SRG OG, they are stat checking Homeboys. They are gapping them with just raw skill.
Yep. I think the worst part about it is the fact that they're able to kind of unlock their lanes super early. Like the side lanes have left for such a long time. They're even getting MLQT on that bottom side to try and go for another turret, but the T2 falls on top. So SRG OG are going to be really, really fast on the rotate and maybe could even catch this bot side.
Right now, looking at the situation, still 4,000 gold ahead. SRG OG.
Oh, they want it.
Looking for, look what they're looking for.
I was about to say, that was such an honest conceal. They did it right in front of Homeboys.
I mean, to be fair, Cram sees him and it's like, wait, we can intercept. They're actually not as far back in the lane as I thought. And by the time the movement happened, it's too late. They've been noticed. We call it off, call it quits here. We're looking for a big team fight.
Speaking of which, looks like both teams, they're setting up. Cram has a flicker.
Yeah, Bell is looking for a kick. He'll make a kick, but you know the fight the engage. And these Sukai's gone, and Sukai's will be blown up. Both junglers go down. They find a kidnap with the Innocent, but he purifies out of it. Cram goes back in with the Infernal Pursuit, but he has to flicker out as well. Homeboys finds a good trade.
In that exchange, both junglers are down.
Yep. Very, very clean. It's a lot worse for Guys because he is ahead by 3 levels. Aima was like, dude, I was 0-4 to begin with. Like, it's not like I have much gold on me.
Yeah.
Ivan should get out of this, not a problem. As long as they keep this mid priority, they should have an advantage. Stormy
Wait, 2 damage?
getting gone on. Stormy does have the passive. They'll try to break it. Stormy finally runs away. Diamond Force gets laid out. Stormy will survive. Bell now needs to walk away from this. Grab gone on. Executed by MLQT. Now Yums also has to start falling back. Homeboys are clapping SRG OG back.
Wait, let's look at the items here, because that was way too much damage here. Vel, are you actually building the damage on this one? It's just a Thunderbell dealing that much damage? Oh my goodness.
It's just Stormy not having a lot of base
Agak
stats.
depan dikit udah mati.
Ivan with the grab and execution cancels. Those guys couldn't get in. And that's Lord for Homeboys. The one in the blitz, not enough. Ivan walks out.
Right. Okay, we got a game on our hands, boys. Homeboys now really getting into the motions of things against SRG OG. They figured out a bit of a pattern. They're blindsiding SRG, making sure that they're attacking from different angles, and Mel has been a large perpetrator of this.
Yeah, and I guess it's true. Just make sure that he has a hero that can survive a 1v5. And that stun, by the way, was clutch.
So good.
If Sakai's actually secured that Lord, that would be... Homeboys would be sweating so much at this point. Now, SRG OG, they can defend, man. Stormy, that Melina Blitz can wipe out a wave.
Yep.
Definitely can. And Ivan actually gets his title strike cancelled. The guys, just be careful. They find a kill against the guys. Once
no.
the blindside, but dashes away. The guys still escape. But the airstrike to keep
Masih
Innocent
bisa,
at bay.
guys.
Cannot sidestep the
Yeah.
solo. Innocent ends up going down. No chrono dash for him.
I don't know what to say.
What was the call there? That was... Okay, finally we see SRG OG. They bleed like humans.
Yeah, it looks like they made a little bit of a mistake where maybe they thought they wanted to fight. Where, okay, Sakai's got out, let's punish this. And then Stormy is like, oh, I see a little kitty cat. He just drops down the bombs and able to get that kill. Even I was surprised. I was like, this was being a little bit too forward there.
Yeah. Again, he could have just walked away from the range, to be fair. Or maybe he knew that he was going to die in the next shot anyways from the lethal ignition. finish. Oh,
Wow, they forced the kidnap on the Slug guys, but this time they punish Ivan. They were ready. Fram now flickers in. Yum finds the control of MLQT. He managed to escape, and now Izanami turns around with the salvo. Artillery strikes a bit too much. A kick on the Stormy, but well, he's way too far ahead. He follows up with the kick, but he also gets the way. HOMEBOIS finds the advantageous trade.
Imagine his entire team's like, I'm good.
it's chill.
I got a lot of dashes.
Relax, relax. It's all
I mean,
good.
You think Nana has 9 lives? Dude, I have 4, but 4 is enough. But either ways, that was good because let's talk about MLQT, man. How much engaged the SRG had on him. He dashed around. He was playing the violins because he was dancing, using the flicker to get out of harm's way, and then getting a kill. Now even having that winter crown. I gotta say, this ordinary marksman is doing extraordinary things.
He is coming out of that shell, right? He's coming out as like, ordinary is just not good enough this time around, especially against a team like this, as they have turned the lead over despite the score being 11 to 15.
MLQT is 3,000 ahead too. But Innocent, he's almost there with the Holy Crystal, right? That's going to be the critical mass for SRG OG. I think the biggest deterrent right now from HOMEBOIS is Izanami's feather airstrike. It is really keeping SRG OG at bay.
I think it's not just that. Izanami, he's holding his stun until the very last second to see who moves forward before completely crushing them, right? That's how they won their previous turnover fights on that previous Lord. And now that the Lord is coming back up again, does that mean that SRG OG Esports must consider the macro, force them away before they can find that precise attack?
Yep, Innocent now having that Holy Crystal, and I like that point about Barca opening up the feather airstrike almost as an invitation to come in and just keeping the stun to actually turn the tides of battle. That's very interesting. But look at Yums. Yums trying to find an angle, and Ivan knows where he is.
Yeah, Ivan finds it. They need to get rid of Yums right now, and Yums will be able to walk out. Imap's going to catch him with the Spear of Alpha. But they actually found someone in the backline. I believe that's Stormy. Stormy was the rifle now. Val does not have the kick anymore, so Innocent jumps onto it. Val will be able to escape. Both teams reset.
This is so interesting. Both teams trying to find angles on each other. And look, you can see literally the heads turning around to look at their backline when it gets attacked.
Trying to force mistakes.
Yeah, it's smoke and mirrors. Oh, here we go.
Better airstrike used. The guy's forced away from the fight. Izanami chased away by Innocent. There's still Val lurking in the corner as Ivan is sandbagged by Kran's top wave in favor of HOMEBOIS.
Now look at Val. He's creating chaos.
Oh, the stun on the aim out. They blow him out. Stormy follows the catch. Lord almost getting reset as the guys find the objective. Val finally gets the kick, but MLQT, as long as he survives, there is a winning chance. MLQT with a double kill. And HOMEBOIS, I think they found the top inhibitor too.
Dude, HOMEBOIS got a trade, man.
Yeah, they did. This is a beautiful game of MLBB here. Both sides highly calculated, and SRG OG were like, all right, let's lose the inhibitor. We need to get this Lord.
Oh, now Val goes in, just being a distraction.
They want this mid inhibitor, and I think they won't get it, sadly. MLQT doesn't have enough output.
Can I just say, Val 0, 1, and 3 don't do him justice. He doesn't get the assist, but the amount of chaos, the amount of distraction, like, he is making SRG OG overloaded.
He's acting like a celebrity, right? He goes into the back line and be like, look at me, look at my dazzling diva outfit, and you better look at me. If not, I'm going to take out one of your key win conditions. Look at my kicks. Look at my kicks, brother.
That's the conceal. Actually, they cancel. You kidnap. Vickers trying to go for MLQT. Missed. MLQT is now godlike. Innocent forced into a very rough spot. That's up to Simon Falls. Grab it, Innocent. Oh, once more. Once more. SRG, they do the impossible. The winter crowd delays the death of MLQT. Maniac for Innocent. And Val is all alone. Finds the knockout, finds the kick. That's a purify.
Anjing, savage.
With another savage. Third of this season.
Gelo, anjing, have to come back.
Will march down top for the second win in the grand finals.
Tapi Stormy 7-11 nih BTW.
Game number 2 falls into the
Gokil
hands
anjing,
of
Yosen.
SRG from what looked to be an initial blunder by Yums, turned around into a game-winning play for Innocent.